good morning, everyone. Okay, so I started before my camera started, but good morning, everyone. Today is July 7th, and it is Tuesday. Yes, I had to check the date. Welcome to Woke Culture Daily. We're going to go ahead and follow our same little MO, starting with our air signs, going into water, fire, and then earth. And then each sign individually gets one card. So we're going to ask Spirit to give us clear and direct guidance for all the signs through Spirit for Tuesday, July 7th. Anything that they need to know, anything of utmost importance, I ask that come to the forefront. Yes, your people's here. As always, I thank you in advance because I know you're good for it. You know what I'm saying? Anywho, let's go ahead and get started. I want to do this again. I did this with the weekend reading, and now it feels right again. So we got our Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. Move out of the way, hard drive. Then we have Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, and then Cancer, Capricorn, don't judge me, it's early, Taurus, and Virgo. Sit these suckers to the side. Oh, okay. Destiny is at the bottom of the deck. I really love that card because the story's super cute. But anywho, starting with Gemini. So, I love the story too. Oh my gosh, it's about a princess. Anywho, Gemini, you guys have the perception card for today. I absolutely love this because it's about transformation. It's kind of going with the theme of yesterday where you guys had the Wheel of Fortune. This is more or less speaking to today being about you guys letting go. It's more or less a need for a shift in one's perspective and a need to release something that's outdated, something that's proverbially dead, something that no longer has life, in order for you to embrace or to receive the new thing that's for you. And we're really speaking about energetic currency here. Whenever you're holding space for something or someone, you're giving it life. So even if it's, a person that's not physically here anymore, and not meaning death, meaning that in the sense of like, I don't know, it could be an ex or something like that. And those emotional ties still being fed, right? How that looks energetically is if the person is physically here, even if they're not. So the whole key for you guys today is to really take a chance on yourself, to take a chance on Spirit, and to release what you know is no longer serving you. There is like this interim in between time when you release the thing, and it's a sense of darkness and fear that we all go through, and it's like that proverbial death or transformation process. But what lies on the other side is a lot greater than what it is that you guys are leaving behind. So it's imperative today to trust Spirit, to trust your heart, to trust your belief system, what you know about life and the systems and patterns of life. And much like we said yesterday with you guys with the Wheel of Fortune, that things are temporary, things come in seasons, and sometimes it's time for things to change. Now for my Libras, you guys have the Instinct card. Gotta love this. It's important for you guys today, Libra, to stay focused on what you're doing. And I mean this in the most mundane and grandiose sense, meaning whatever it is that you feel or felt led to do, whatever your intentions were for today, like what the end goal was that you want to have accomplished before you lay your head on the pillow, right? Stay focused on that, because I feel for you guys on today, there's going to be some dark distractions that pop up. There may be some fears because I feel like you guys are kind of, I want to say trailblazing, but I don't feel like it, I mean, it could be that big of a deal, but I just feel like you guys are trying to incorporate new behaviors or new ways of being. If we kind of pulled on your energy from last week, it's you guys doing to-do lists and, you know, crossing things off that to-do list. But I do feel that there's going to be a few hiccups and dark distractions that come in on today that are going to like try to sway you off of what it is you intended to do. So I feel that it's imperative that you guys kind of approach situations from a higher mindset and utilize your discernment with things that are coming, because I kind of get the sense that there may be a person who comes to you guys like hella dramatic, and at first sight it would seem as if they're really in a crisis, but they're not really in a crisis. And I feel that, you know, you guys wanting to help people, your first thought would be like, oh, let me go tend to this and put what it is that you needed to do off to the side. And I feel that would kind of bite you in the butt, because you would find once you put everything off or cancel appointments or whatever it is you guys are doing, you're going to find that what they're going through really wasn't a crisis and they were just being dramatic, and then you'll be pissed. So heads up on that. Now with my Aquarius peoples, we have the Despondent card. And with this Aquarius, I feel for you guys, this is kind of like a dark distraction too. I would say this whole theme is dark distractions, even looking at Gemini as well, because with Gemini, it's very fear-based of letting go of something that you know really don't work no more. But for my Aquarius people, I feel with you guys, it's imperative for you to, how can I say this? See through the BS. Because much like how I said with Libra, how somebody would come and be, you know, very heightened, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's the end of the world type of thing, and then they realize it's not really a crisis. I feel someone is going to be faking the funk with Aquarius today, in the sense that they're going to try to make something, and I don't even, well, it's not really malicious, because it's just kind of trying to throw you off your A game. I feel coming into the day, Aquarius may be feeling some type of way. You know, you may not be in your most idealistic mindset today, or maybe you didn't get enough sleep last night. It could be something like that, and you're kind of tired. And I get the sense this is a person, and I feel like if I were to really tune into this, I don't want to tune in too much because y'all know the whole Niagara Falls start coming. But it's like, if I were to tune into this, this would be a person in a work situation, and there's like a braggadocious person that works with you that, you know, like Susie Sunshine, always talking about like her great awesome house and her great awesome kids and soccer trophies that her kids got and things of the sort, like someone that has that kind of vibe. And I see them taking something that happened, like say hypothetically, if everyone on the staff got a 50-cent raise, then they're gonna say like, oh gosh, aren't you glad that we all got that $1 raise? And you're thinking to yourself like, I didn't get a $1 raise, I got 50 cents. And then it's gonna make you feel some type of way, because it like triggers a whole thought reel, and then you just go into this whole thing. Well, the truth behind the situation is this person got a 50-cent raise. They didn't get a $1 raise. But they're specifically coming to you to tell you that because they're throwing you off your game. So it's important for you guys as well to utilize your discernment. But I feel for you guys, it's kind of like, and it may literally be because you guys, it depends for each person, because I don't want to alarm anyone, but it's just, you know, you're in a mood. And I really feel it's probably something like you didn't get enough sleep the night before. But it's kind of like you being on one leg and this person coming and kind of kicking the leg that you're standing on. So be cognizant of that, especially if you know that that person is already a douche. I'm just saying. Anyway, Cancer. Cancer has the Discovery card. And Cancer, for you guys today, there's chocolate on my card. Don't judge me. I'm a Taurus. Are we surprised? Anyway. Cancer, today, the thing that's of utmost importance for you guys is ensuring that you trust your gut and not all thought reels, because I feel there's the opportunity for you guys to have a huge epiphany with something that you guys have been struggling with for some time. My energy is being brought to your reading from yesterday, but at the moment I can't really remember what you guys' card was from yesterday. But I feel this is something you guys have been grappling with for some time. It's very much related to love. It may be kind of getting stuck in reminiscing or thinking about the past and why certain things went awry in past relationships that, you know, have long since been over, but it's just kind of like things are coming up, if you will. And the thing I feel that's important for you guys to gather from today is understanding that things, people, situations, circumstances, even if it's past jobs or whatever, that aren't in your life at present, they're not there because they weren't supposed to be there. You know, there's lessons that you were intended to learn from these people, situations, circumstances of the past. They weren't ordained or anointed, whatever word you want to use, to be in your present life. And the only thing that they were there for was to bring you back to you. And I feel that you guys today have an opportunity to come full circle with that, especially in reference to love relationships, because it's more or less a sense of realizing that people who didn't love you or people who rejected you, they weren't capable of giving you that which you truly desired. And so the same if we're just talking about friendships or job situations. What you really desired and what you really need or want or what's best for you. Some of you may not be aware of that just yet, and you have the opportunity today to come into the awareness of that. And those of you who do, it's more or less like a nod to you from the universe, in a sense that these things were not for you, they were not on your path, and they weren't equipped to give you that which you truly deserve. So keep that in mind as you're going forward today. And most certainly, I feel the need to tell you to listen to your intuition and trust your gut, especially if you meet somebody and they remind you a lot of somebody from your past. Just be cognizant of that. Anywho, Pisces, we have the growth card. So Pisces, I feel for you guys, and this has been a theme for you all for some time. There's a need for integration here. This feels very karmic-y to me, Pisces. What is going on in America? I know for you guys, overall energy reading in June, you guys had the karmic relationship card, but this energy feels very karmic-y to me. And much like I was saying for Cancer, there's a need to put a period at the end of the sentence. And I feel that, proverbially speaking, Pisces has a lot of semicolons. You know, it's still a lot of things from your past that you can give resolution, right? But you're waiting for it. And I feel the whole purpose of today is whatever you guys are experiencing on today, whether it's reminiscing, because they got a whole lot of that energy going on, reminiscing about the past or where it is that you've come from. It's a need to approach today with the mindset of all of your experiences are intended to assist you in your growth process. So it's more or less needing to, I don't want to say need, but it's more or less whatever it is that's coming up for you guys today, it's looking at it from a different perspective and seeing that higher spiritual reasoning for why you guys have gone through that which you have gone through. And this is interesting. It's a lot of stuff that's coming up for me because it's a lot of past tense stuff. It's triggering stuff. It's ruminating stuff. I feel like you guys are really gonna be almost in a headspace on today. But I feel the reason why this is coming out because it's a level of needing to ground yourself, because it's almost as if this thinking can kind of get away with you to where you're not present at all, you know? So the whole point of what I'm saying is, it's very, very wordy, Pisces. It's just because my mind is like going in 1,000 different directions. But the whole point here is integration. It's putting a period at the end of the sentence. It's finalizing, making a judgment, and knowing that you have the right to do so. And if there are unresolved emotions in reference to these things, those are most certainly things that you want to process. It's, how can I say this, man? It's so much stuff that's coming up, but I'm not even sure how to even verbalize that, because what I literally just saw, y'all, I don't even know what that is. It's like I saw like a sentence, almost like a document, but not like a typing document. It reminds me of like the essays I used to write in school when I was a kid, you know, before computers and all that, you know what I'm saying? Before computers were accessible, not before computers. I ain't that old. But I'm thinking about when like a teacher would proofread an essay, and if something wasn't right about a sentence, they would write in red underneath it, like correcting what needs to be done. That's what I just saw. And I'm feeling that for you guys, it's almost like your growth comes in your proofreading, proverbially speaking, of your experiences. So it's like you wrote the sentence, right, with a semicolon. And it's like future you, which is present you from the past you, it's you coming back and correcting it. So that would be a form of like narrative therapy in a sense, where it's rewriting your story. And it's empowering you to say that you have the right to do that. It doesn't matter what it is that you've experienced, but you have the authority to say whether it's good or bad, which is why you would need to attune to that higher mind energy. Because from a lower mind energy, it would feel as if things are happening to you and these are bad experiences, but it's almost giving you permission to take dominion of your situation and to change the narrative. It's very wordy. Okay, Scorpio, you guys have prayer. This is an interesting card that I adore ever so much. So Pisces, Scorpio, my bad, no offense. Anywho, so Scorpio, the thing that's going to be important for you guys today is an openness to change your narrative or your thought process. I feel in a sense that in the most mundane sense, there's plans you guys have for today that may not go as you had hoped, right? There may be something similar to how I said with Libra, but I feel for you guys, it would be real, you know? I feel like you guys kind of may have the whole day planned out on how it is that you expect it to go, or it going the way that it always goes, but I feel that something is going to pop up or happen that you guys really did not consider, didn't plan for, you know what I mean? I don't really feel that it's something where, you know, like an accident or nothing like that. I don't feel like it's anything like that, but it's just something that's going to hop into your path you guys did not foresee, and it's going to require you to reconfigure how this day is going to go in the most mundane sense, in the biggest sense, to reconfigure how it is that you're going to move forward from this point. Because I feel this event happening, whatever it is, it's going to give you, and it's really a divine intervention kind of thing. It's really spirit intervening in the bigger scheme of things to open your mind up to other possibilities. Because I've been talking about this with Scorpio for most of this month, of you guys being tunnel vision fixated on something. I know yesterday I said something about you guys getting resolution on something that you didn't have the answers to past tense. But I feel now today, Scorpio, things are becoming full circle for you, because it's almost like what's really important to you or why you're on the path that you're on, or why you've done things the way that you've done it up to this point. It's almost like that's being recalibrated. So whatever event is occurring today, it's something that's gonna give you pause, that's gonna require you to really sit back and reflect on what you're doing and why, what's really important to you, why you've been putting energy and effort into certain areas and people or what have you. And I feel like it's ultimately going to turn out good for you. It's a minor course correction, but it's purposefully orchestrated to bring you back to yourself, because I feel the path that you guys are on, and this is me talking big picture here, is going in a direction that's opposite to where, I don't want to say where you're supposed to go or what's best for you. It's just, even if I put it back to not be so broad, if I put it back into the everyday sense, and this is where, don't get spooked out, but it's kind of one of those things where it's like you're being saved, divine intervention, in the sense of like, say there's you get up, you get into your car doesn't start, and you're extremely like upset and pissed because like now you're gonna be super late for work, whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. AAA comes out, jumps your car, and then when you finally get on the freeway, you realize there was a 10-car pileup. And if you would have left when you intended to leave, you could have potentially been in that 10-car pileup, right? So I feel like it's something like that. And because you think about, oh my gosh, if my car didn't start, and it's kind of one of those moments when you think about what could have been and how something that seemed like a hindrance was really a proverbial blessing. That's what's going to make you really think like, whoa, what am I doing? Why am I, it's one of those kind of aha moments. I don't know what's going on with Pisces and Scorpio, y'all stealing up everybody's time and things. Moving right along. Fire signs. Wait, is it Sagittarius? Nope, Sagittarius is last. Leo, sorry. I'm gonna get better at this. Leo, you have the renewal card. I absolutely love this card. It's another one of my favorite cards in this deck. Leo, there's something similar to how Gemini's energy is. There's something that's ending for you guys today. It reminds me of Taurus's energy from yesterday too. There's something for you guys that's ending today, but I feel that you guys think it's a period at the end of the sentence when it's actually a semicolon, right? So it's something that's ending, and you guys may very well feel like it's the end of the world, you know what I mean? And I feel like that would, you know what, Leo, I don't know if you're gonna be the person that's gonna go to Libra, but I'm just saying, if you got a Libra friend, Libras, if you got a Leo friend and you're still watching, I don't know, Leo, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. But I feel for this dude, this is something that's gonna happen, and it's going to seem a lot worse than it is. Like, I feel that Leo may potentially overreact. Yeah, because you guys' card yesterday was projection. So I feel like you guys may completely overreact to a situation. It's exactly what I said yesterday. And it's really not gonna be as bad as it sounds. It's almost like a misunderstanding, a miscommunication, you know what I mean? And it's like you guys will find out later on in the day that it's not as bad as you thought, and that you kind of misheard it or misread the situation. And whatever it is that's ending or shifting or changing is, again, much like how it is with Gemini, so much better than where it is that you're leaving behind. It just doesn't seem that way in transit, because it's almost like, I don't know, somebody saying something like, I don't know, your boss saying like, your time in this department, is over. And that's all you hear, and you start freaking out, and you completely, don't listen to the fact of, because you're getting promoted to a executive level position. So you're freaking out because all you heard was that your time in this department is over, type of deal, right? Not saying that's literally what's going to happen, but it's within that. But the thing is, Leo, where you guys are going is so much better than you're leaving behind, much like Gemini's energy. So the key here is to trust your gut, listen to your intuition, and be present, and trust and know that everything that is unfolding and panning out is for your highest good, my friend. Because I do feel like you guys are ending a major cycle as well. Now, for my Aries people, Aries, you guys have forgiveness. I love how all of these run into each other. It's the same theme here. Aries, I feel what has been the biggest hindrance or stumbling block for you guys is a lack thereof of forgiveness of things that people have done or said to you in the past, or forgiving yourself for allowing people to harm you in the past. And I feel that that's the piece for you guys that's missing. I feel that things for you guys are going really well, but I feel you guys may not see it that way. And on today, you have an opportunity to start the process of forgiveness. I'm not going to say just forgive, because forgiveness is not a one-hitter quitter. I forgive you and that's it. Forgiveness is one of those things that's an everyday action. So every day you have to get up and make the conscious choice to forgive a person, right? Now, another thing with this is this may be about a person, and this is a specific message. This may be about a person that you guys felt that you have forgiven in the past, and you may have dreamed about them last night, and you woke up feeling some type of way about it, or maybe this person contacted you or something of the sort, and you're feeling some type of way about it, and that may happen throughout the course of the day. But it's to bring yourself back to center of knowing that when you're forgiving people, it's not for the other person. It's not saying that what they did is okay. It's like I said with Gemini, there's people who can be physically gone out of our lives, but holding unforgiveness for a person, or having, angst or anger, hatred towards them, that's still holding space for them in your life. So it's still almost as if they're physically here, right? And when we're talking about this sense of self-forgiveness, that's those mindsets, our self-perception, things that we do and that we don't do, or how we hold ourselves back because of what someone else said. And we forgive ourselves so that we can release ourselves from that bondage. So I feel that's going to be the big theme for you guys today, is either starting that process of forgiveness or restarting that process of forgiving someone again and again. You know what I'm saying? Sagittarius, you guys have the Impasse card. This is interesting. Sag, your energy is very similar to Scorpio's. And that's because there's a roadblock for you guys on today. It's something that's a hiccup. It's identical to what it is that I picked up for Scorpio. It's something that's a roadblock or a hiccup, but you may never know, or you guys may find out later in the day that whatever this blockage was in your highest good, right? So it's a temporary detour from what you guys intended for today. The key here is to not react. You want to respond, because if whatever this blockage is or obstruction, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, whatever the case may be, the main important point with this is to be observant of what it is that you're feeling. Like if, there's traffic, or, like I said with Scorpio, your car don't start or something. What is it that's making you so upset that, the day isn't panning out like you thought or that you wanted it to? Is it, the fear of being out of control, or, is there something you need to reconfigure with your schedule? And do you believe that things are working out in your highest good? Like, do you believe that there's a chance that this block could be something that's in your favor, or are you perceiving it as a negative thing or an attack, or interpreting it through this whole thought reel or these emotions of it being something negative, bad, or holding you back, or in that whole vein, right? So the most important thing for today is there is going to be a block, whether it's physical or what have you. It's going to be something that's going to stop you from doing what you intended to do, either in that time frame, or that way, or taking this specific way to work, whatever the case may be. But the most important takeaway from today is not the block itself, but how you reacted to the block. And first, it can be, did you react to the block or did you respond to the block? And if you reacted to the block, it's what emotions came up. And why am I feeling these things? Why did I let this bother me so much? So it's more or less a reflective day for you guys. And I feel that that's happening because there's something in those emotions that come up for you all that's important. Now, on to my earth signs. We have Capricorn. Interesting card, Cappy. We have the creation card, Capricorn. The thing that's important today for you guys is to find a creative outlet. If you guys are creators and artists, it's important for you guys, if you've put it down, if you guys are creators or artists in any way, shape, form, graphic designers, painters, photographers, whatever it is, it's important for you guys to pick up singers, rappers, whatever, songwriters, no matter what it is. But it's important for you guys to pick that back up today. However, the approach to it is going to be, this is definitely somebody who has a gift or a talent or something that you haven't fooled with for a while. I don't know what the reasoning behind it is. Feels like something needing to prove yourself or something along those lines. This would be a Capricorn person where it's something that you do that's in the creative realm, and you put it down because it's a feeling of you not being good enough or needing more practice or something like that. This is pretty much a sign from the universe, Caps, that you guys need to pick this back up, right? Because I feel like some time has passed with this. And your mindset is different. Specifically, those of you who are writers, like maybe if you started on a book and stopped, or poets, or whatever the case may be, it's something about you guys' spiritual growth up to this point where your mindset is different than when you did this before. So it's like the insight and the wisdom and the knowledge that you guys have at this point, you can approach this old thing in an entirely new way and really make moves with it. With others of you, Caps, I feel that because of feelings of inadequacy or not feeling enough, or feeling that you need to prove yourself in some way, shape, form, or fashion, there needs to be some sense of a creative outlet for that, because I feel like you guys are kind of bubbling that up. And when I say creative outlet, I feel the need to specify this. It doesn't necessarily have to be painting or photography, graphic design, like something that's overtly artistic. Cooking can be creative, you know what I mean? Anything that you make, whether it's building something with your hands or some type of spiritual art form or something, all of that is considered creative arts because it's taking nothing and creating something out of nothing. But there's some of you who need to pick it back up. There's others of you who need to pick it up because I feel that you need some type of channel or an outlet for a lot of the stuff that you're feeling. And I feel that can be transmuted into an art form that can help a great deal of people, right? So it's more or less approaching it not from the sense of it needing to be something, like you need to create stuff to share with people or create stuff to sell. It's just doing it for the sake of doing it. And I feel that that's going to contribute something to those of you who aren't doing anything that is creative at this present time. Now, Taurus people, we have grief. For my Taurus people, oh, that's so sad. For my Taurus people, there may be some of you guys who lose something or someone on today. Whether that's, this can be, some of y'all, I'm looking at the puppy dog. Some of y'all might lose your dogs. I know how that is. I lost a dog. It's a very terrible thing. It's very, very heart-wrenching. Okay. Something else I heard. Okay. Some of you are grieving parts of yourself. I do feel energy, a cycle's ending. So for some Taurus people, this is almost like a threshold day where, much like how Gemini's energy is it's something that's dead. It's something that, there's no goesies, backsies on this. There's no breathing new life into it. And it's more or less allowing yourself to have a moment to grieve this old you, this old cycle, or this latter part of your life for some of you. I don't know where this threshold word comes from, but that's really the energy I feel with this. So for some of you, it's literally a loss of, and not loss, you're gonna lose your job today, Taurus, not nothing like that. It's it's just an ending of something, but it feels like a gentle release, if you will. You know what I mean? It's like you put in your 2 weeks notice, today is your last day at the job. You know what I mean? Or, your dog was sickly and today was the appointment that they were gonna euthanize the dog or something. I don't know, not for euthanizing dogs, but it's something that I feel you guys knew was coming. It's something that you saw coming, but it's more or less this day is a day to give you pause to release. It's letting this thing go. It's grieving this chapter, and almost shedding one last tear. And I do feel for a lot of you, it's almost like a quiet release of the completion of a former cycle in your life, man, like a big one. Today is the 7th. Maybe that's why I keep feeling 7. Because yesterday I knew it was fire signs that had 2 7s. But, that's the divine number of completion within a human being. That's human mastery, in a sense, self-mastery. But I do feel that with Tauruses, it's a leveling up, but a grieving of this past cycle, shedding one last tear, saying goodbye and letting it go. And knowing that that's okay, I feel like it's a very natural part. Grief is a part of, processes of endings. So, don't feel no type of way about it. Allow it, but give yourself time and be able to move forward clear. So it's kind of like a purge day for my Taurus people. So lastly, we have our Virgos. Virgo, we have the guilt card. Ooh, this is false responsibility, Virgo. So here's the deal. I feel that there are things that Virgo wants to do for Virgo, and Virgo is not doing those things on today. So you guys are kind of if I piggyback off of Libra's energy here, and how I was saying with them that they have an idea of what they're doing going forward and the dark distraction comes. I feel with Virgos on today, you guys may have been flirting with the idea of that, but it's this false sense of responsibility that you guys have on today. So you guys may have had intentions of what it is that you wanted to do. And worst case scenario, it could be someone in your life that's legit guilt tripping you for doing what it is that you want to do. You may have had plans or things that you desired, or you never even considered them in the first place, because it's this feeling of responsibility that you have to take care of, someone or something, whether it's at work or in your home life or what have you. And I said yesterday, guilt and shame are two of the most toxic emotions. And I mean that in a very literal sense, because I talked about yesterday that it causes a release of cortisol in your body. It's the stress hormone that deteriorates your heart, your arteries, all of that stuff is just not good for you. It puts you in fight or flight, hypervigilant mode and things of the sort. So those are two very toxic emotions, and they're very much intricately related to expectations of other people. Guilt is a statement that you failed at a standard that was set by someone, either yourself or someone outside of yourself, right? So it's more or less an expectation of someone else's needs that you have to fulfill. So my point in saying all of this, Virgo, is that today, it's time to break the chains. It's not going to be no one-hitter quitter, like I said, with Aries and forgiveness. It's not going to be something where you're like, today I'm going to stand up for myself, right? It's just more or less planting that seed. It's kind of sorting through those should, oughts, and supposed tos. Why is it that you feel obliged to do the things that you're doing, and why you feel that it's so easy for you to put off what you want and what you desire for someone else, or why you feel you have to take care of this particular person, or always put your desires on the back burner for it. Because I feel the most important takeaway of this is seeing how, I mean, it could be a codependent relationship here, but seeing how, like this caretaking or rescuing of this other person is almost a sense of them controlling you, but it's like what's the word I'm looking for? It's like a covert controlling type of deal. It's like anytime you try to do something for yourself, this person has a crisis or needs you, or please don't leave me by myself type of deal. And all of that keeps you in a state of only dreaming about what you want to do and never being able to act on it, because it's a imposed prison. So the important thing for Virgos on today is to really evaluate where this guilt is coming from, why it's there, and where it comes from. So I hope that this helped you guys. I don't know how these readings all of a sudden getting all wordy, but if y'all need word, give you a word, my friend. But I hope you guys enjoy your Tuesday, my friends, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great, wonderful day, my beautiful humans.